Hello, everybody, and welcome back once more to Anime Yay or Nay. I am TheOutbackAl.
I'm Hot for Justice.
I'm Yin&Jung.
I'm Chibi Noob.
I'm CheerandCosplay.
And I'm Kozi.
And we are back once again this week. We don't have a particular theme going on right now. Halloween is next month, so we're gonna have a whole thing for that. And we already finished off our gay sports stuff. I'll admit it was all pretty gay. Haikyuu, except for Haikyuu. Haikyuu was not as gay as I thought.
Just
What?
wait.
Because you
just wait.
You didn't
Okay.
meet. Yeah.
All right.
Wait
All
till
right.
you meet Noyan.
Right.
Take your word for it.
I'm
Anyway,
just gonna say Asahina. I'm like, that's alright.
anywho, we had a week between stuff, so we figured let's sort of go back to something we've seen before, but also haven't seen before. Chibi, what did we watch this week?
Tokyo Mew Mew New.
Tokyo Mew Mew Kai, the brand new reboot of the, see, this is where it becomes difficult, because it's not, is it a reboot of an anime, or is it a readaptation of a manga?
So it's a little bit of both. Tokyo Mew Mew originally had its anime in 2002 to 2013 to 2003.
Yeah, fun
me.
times.
And it's based off of a manga from, I want to say it was originally published in, I want to say 99.
Yep.
But the thing is, with the original anime, it added in a lot of filler episodes. So this version of the anime is a lot more condensed, kind of like the manga. There isn't a whole lot of filler, but a lot of stuff has definitely been changed for this new adaptation.
It's a reimagining.
A little bit.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, I remember they called it a reimagining whenever Tim Burton took over Planet of the Apes, and that worked out so well for everybody. So, Tokyo Mew Mew Brotherhood. Sisterhood, I guess. How does this... How do you feel like it compares? Because I actually don't think Cece or Kozi was here whenever we watched Tokyo Mew Mew originally, but, other people are here.
I loved 4Kids Tokyo Mew Mew.
Okay.
I don't know if
alright.
that's specifically the one you guys watched or if you
I
watched
it is
the
absolutely.
original.
I mean, Al watched the 4Kids one. I was watching both.
Yeah, we watched the first 26 episodes, at least for me, for 4Kids, because that was all it was dubbed, and then the latter half of the show was all subbed, and I was very sad. But
I did not but encourage Cece to watch the Mew Mew dub from 4Kids when we were getting our cosplays together because we all just recently did a giant Mew Mew group.
Fun times.
Good times. I shaved my entire
I
body.
felt like we watched.
You did not watch. You guys went to go get drinks, and I shaved myself in a bathroom.
I think I only got halfway through it, but I did enjoy it very much.
Well, the first half is the best half because it's dubbed.
Are you saying you only got halfway through the 4Kids dub, or...?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so you only made it to episode 13.
Which
then.
was their episode 1, I believe, because they didn't...
Yeah.
That was weird.
That was weird. I did not like that. I was
Yeah.
so confused. I had to watch the second episode 3 times.
Yeah.
You mean the first episode?
So for the 4Kids dub, the pilot was originally their episode 12. And they did it more as a proof of concept for when they were gonna first air the show, probably to see how well it would do. Obviously it did really well from those first, couple episodes, but
not well enough to dub the whole show.
Yeah. Well, they dubbed it all in Canada. It got fully dubbed. They just couldn't get licensing for the rest of it.
So hold on.
And the thing is, here in America, it only got 24 episodes that aired.
Hold up. Are you saying there is a 4Kids dub somewhere out there of the latter half of the show that I missed out on?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it got canceled here in America, and then Canada had the last 2 episodes that they could air, so they put them up.
Oh, so it was just the 2 episodes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it was 2 or 3 episodes, but it was
But it wasn't the half of the show that I I watched subbed in
Not at all.
dismay.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so we all have a basis of comparison then.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so let's all go around and what did each of us think of, I guess, original Tokyo Mew Mew or Mew Mew Power, if you're a 4Kids fan, and this new Tokyo Mew Mew Ultimate?
I feel that I should start because I'll probably have the least to say because I only watched 3 episodes of the original and like 1 episode of this one. So I'm just being honest here.
So
I don't know
just the
why
least-
I'm here right now.
Least prepared person.
Yeah. I thought that both were pretty cute. I like the animation of the new one actually, but I don't like the character designs as much. They're kind of weird now. I thought they looked better before. But I don't know. The plot in both seems like a little different. I guess the stuff with Mint was different in the beginning.
Yeah.
Mostly because I was watching with other people who told me so. Namely, not Hot for Justice. I kind of liked the introduction into the maid cafe stuff. I thought that was pretty cute, and the stuff with lettuce, that was the main episode that I saw the most of. I don't know, it just seemed like a fun magical girl show for the most part, and I felt similarly about the old one, so I felt like, I don't know, to me with my limited knowledge, I liked both pretty much the same. So yeah, I thought they were both cute.
Should I go next if we're gonna go down the line, or?
It depends. We went with the least experience. Who's the next least experience? Would that be Cece?
Cece?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have the same opinion as Yin for the most part. Like, I'm not really a fan of like the 90s style anime. But like their characters in the new one felt too like, I don't know, shiny. And like
Like brand new packaging.
Yeah, it felt a little off. I'm like, these aren't teenagers.
They did also put like a lot more like sheen on them, just in general.
Yeah.
Like a metaphysical shiny though. Or just like, these are children's toys, not like teenagers I should care about.
Come on, they're always trying to sell toys with any kind of magical girl Power Rangers thing.
True.
I'm also, like, not really into magical girls, but it's cute, and I tolerated this one. I did like the 4Kids one. It was very funny.
Yep.
I'm still not over the episode where Mark just starts speaking Spanish to some lady, and it looks so wrong coming out of his mouth.
Oh, I forgot about that. Did you get to the one with the beach yet?
No.
Oh, that might have the best line from a background character in an anime.
I barely met the wolf girl.
Okay, yeah, I think Wolf's there already whenever they get to the beach, so you got a bit to go. It's alright. You'll enjoy it. I think I'm probably, because I didn't watch this as a kid, and I think everyone other than me did, other than the other least experienced people, so I'm the next in line. So, Tokyo Mew Mew, you can go back and look at my thoughts on this. They are extensive. We watched the whole damn series. I enjoyed the hell out of it for the most part. Tokyo Mew Mew Crystal, this time around. I got a lot of these. So, I agree. Like, yeah, I think the animation, it's updated. Like, the animated elements of it, the motion and all that sort of stuff, it's a little bit better. It's not from 2002. I mean, you know, I think to some degree it does make the old show look a little bit cheaper, which maybe it was, but at the same time, I think that the old show had a very nice aesthetic too, and I don't love all the some character design changes. Like, yeah, Zoe's fine. She's still pretty much the same. Karina, I will just use their 4Kids names. I'm not calling them anything else. I think Karina was a little weird in how much she, like, had that, like, horny smile. What was it? I don't know what it was. It was like...
She stalked?
She was stalking Ichigo.
Like...
It wasn't just Ichigo. She was stalking,
all of them.
Yeah.
We didn't see it, but she
was.
I said to you, it was like, you know, Dren has that moment later on where he licks his lip. I'm like, I feel like Karina was wanting to do that the whole show.
Yeah.
Yes!
main difference.
Wait till you get
Yeah.
to later parts
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the show.
Yeah, I'm sure. Karina looks fine. Her hair's a little longer, not really much of a difference. Bridget, also fine. No complaints. What the fuck happened to Monkey? I don't know what it is that offends me so much about the change that it's just yellow Karina with high socks. Like, I like when a show, and I think I'll also bring up Madoka Magica for this. Each magical girl has their own aesthetic that kind of matches like a theme or a fighting style or whatever. Now, granted, they're not necessarily meant to be a team, so everyone can kind of have their own thing and just be their own thing. And I understand that this is a little different. This is a magical girl team, like Power Rangers or what have you, so there needs to be a little bit of uniformity, which there was before and there is now. But I think the costumes before in the 2002 show, I think, especially with Monkey, they showed a little bit more of the individual girl's personality. Like, Monkey comes from a background where she's like got a little more like kung fu going on and stuff. So they have like it's a bit more. She's not wearing like a skirt like everybody else. She's wearing shorts. She's got the Shaolin monk leg warmers. I don't know exactly what to call it. She's like wearing the Tai Chi slippers. It's overall she has a different aesthetic than Karina, which it just looks like she's wearing Karina's palette swapped costume. And I don't like that for her. Like, give them more of a thing. We haven't seen Wolf yet, but I know she's going to be wearing like a weird ponytail, and I don't know that I'm going to agree with any of that. But outside of that, I mean, like, I miss the dub. I can't talk about this show and not talk about missing the 4Kids dub a little bit. And I miss making all the Mark jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Mark. Oh God, almost to like say how much I missed it. Like, I watched these 3 episodes, immediately went to YouTube and just looked up a 30-second clip from 4Kids, and I was already just enjoying myself so much more. I don't want to sound like I'm shitting on the show. This is not a bad show. It's just I know what it could be, and it makes me a little sad.
I think the 4Kids job just hit your sense of humor a little bit better. Actually, way better. But...
Honestly, I grew up with a ton of 4Kids shows. 4Kids might have informed my humor. So...
Understandable.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's shiny, it's new, it's very nice, but in comparison, by the end of this, I'm probably going to be like, I'll take the 2002 show over Tokyo Mew Mew Crybaby.
You really can just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a list.
I got a list.
Okay, I guess I'll go next because I did watch back in 2002, but I didn't get like into the manga or anything, which I know Gav and Chibi did a little bit.
Actually, a lot, kinda.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kinda.
I just don't get a lot of the decisions they make in this new one. And maybe it's closer to like the manga stuff, but
in areas there are certain things that like sort of like make it more condensed and like streamline it a bit more like the manga was. But
I feel like
it's more character things that they were trying to focus on that led to some of the changes they made.
Yeah, so I know the outfit swap. You told me that was to match up with their actual redesigns that the author did.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that makes sense. But I guess I just don't see really why this was remade. Because it's not really adding anything. And, like, again, some of the decisions are just so questionable. Like, I don't want to... Huh?
Oh, no. I'm just going to say, I'll just tell you the reason why they did it. Money.
Money, yeah, that's fair.
Ah, so they went with the American remake plans. Gotcha.
Like,
I was going to bring that up later.
The animation is better. It is prettier to look at. And I know,
sure.
like, there was a huge push of, like, nostalgia, so that also probably played into it. But, like, I don't want to harp on it too much because it was the author's official redesigns, but like, God fucking why?
Really
yeah.
wrong to have Kiki in a dress.
Yeah, like, trust me, I'm pretty sure most of us, or if not all of us, will have pretty much the same opinion on the character designs.
It's mostly
Yeah.
Kiki, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
I don't
Renee.
like
Renee is a big
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Also, when we were watching, we noticed that Lettuce's hair, when she's transformed, is not connected to her head. It's connected to her bow. I don't know if that was a mistake on the animation team or what, but that's fucking weird.
Also, we were very amused by how Karina's hair buns just pop on like they're clip-ons.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's not a real ballerina this time. She just clips her buns on.
Well,
Like-
no, because she's not a real ballerina this time.
She's
They give her
not?
completely different character motivations in this one.
Oh, what?
Yeah, which I'll get into.
Only watched 3 episodes. Gonna spoil me already.
I'm not telling you exactly what they changed with her character, but it's quite different.
Oh dear.
Or if it was this way in the original, I don't remember it because the ballet just kind of was a little too prevalent.
Is she at least still in love with Renee?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
she is.
Creepily.
And actually,
Okay.
they made it more gay. They made it more gay.
Good.
But more
They,
creepy.
they didn't have far to go.
A little bit, but also it's kind of, it seems like it's reciprocated.
Oh!
Oh, nice.
A little bit. A little bit. They
When your
def-
celebrity crush crushes you back.
yeah.
Nice.
I get
Um,
crushed by Wolf.
I feel like the original was a bit sillier, especially with all the
for sure.
filler they had.
Yeah.
And like this one is so I feel like it's still taking itself a little seriously, or maybe the jokes just aren't landing. But also, like, you really notice how much more fucked up what they are doing is.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
the fact that they, like, pulled all these girls randomly to fucking experiment on their DNA, like, shoot them up, force them to be heroes, then force them to work, like, unpaid labor for bakery sweets.
Yep.
I feel like I
the fact
probably
that-
brought this up whenever we were first watching the show back a while ago. But
I think they were getting paid in the original. In this one, they're
the 2002
just...
one? No. No, they were not.
Okay. This one, they're just getting Wesley's baked goods, and then,
Okay, so they're better off at least. At least they get something.
like, when Mark gets knocked the fuck out by the alien and dents in the stairs, they're like, he's just unconscious, we're just gonna dump him on his doorstep.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Zoe. It's just a concussion-induced hallucination.
It's just a flesh wound. He'll be fine.
Side note for anyone who hasn't, I don't know that we've said this on here, go watch Barbie Life in the Dream House. So
Yes.
much funnier than I ever expected.
It's great.
When are we doing Barbie in the Dream House on Anime
Okay.
Renee?
Wait.
You know
can
what?
we-
No, hold
one,
up.
Can we
Barbie-
do that?
Barbie is coming out this year. Okay?
Yes.
Didn't we talk about we were going
Yeah,
to do
I thought
like
it's
a...
next year. Is
we-
it this year?
I thought it was this
Yeah.
year.
It's 2023.
Okay, well, next
Or-
year, I think the
yeah,
plan
next-
was
Or
for...
it's later on in 2022. It's one of the two.
Okay, whatever it is, I know we discussed, since it's coming out the same day, we're going to have a Duality of Man weekend where we go see Barbie and Oppenheimer. So let's like see like
Yes.
the worst that humanity can do and the best.
Wow.
I just want to dress up like Ken and go see Oppenheimer.
Oh,
Jesus.
oh. Speaking of dressing up like characters, we should do a Life in the Dream House cosplay group.
Oh
at
my
some
god.
point.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to the movie like that.
Yes.
Have to start with Oppenheimer. We got to start with the downer before we go to the up.
Yeah, we gotta do it.
Who's getting
Anyway.
home?
We
That's
can
probably a
we can
discussion
discuss
for after.
yeah. But yeah,
Anyway,
so
what were you saying about the rebuild of Tokyo Mew Mew?
I don't know, like it's just the ethics surrounding it are definitely like more like you can look at it and you're like, that's a little messed up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Especially I feel like they're gonna go the route of like actually diving into what the alien's motivation is, which it's saving the Earth.
I mean, they
No, it's
went into
not.
that in the 2002 one, I thought.
They changed some
Sort of.
stuff.
They changed it in this one. It's no longer
It's no longer home. The Earth is no longer their old home. The Earth is just going to become their new one because their old home is basically a firing ball of lava.
Okay.
Oh my god, is this going to turn into Man of Steel, where afterwards everyone's
No.
like, wait, why didn't Zod just terraform Mars?
I mean, granted, like, this is only the first season. We won't get the next season until April of 2023, so I don't know if they'll, like, change that around at all, but right now it's looking like they were on another planet, and basically it's, like, unlivable. They were living underground, like they were in the original, but now it seems like at least they haven't explained it like they're coming back to this planet, but it's more like they're just trying to take it for their own because it's inhabitable. So,
Well, that is more morally fucked up.
Dick
A little
move,
bit.
brah.
Okay, you know what? But all in all, I definitely prefer the 4 kids, but I would be willing to forgive and, like, choose this one as, like, the better Tokyo Mew Mew if the Blue Knight is not in little booty shorts this
Oh,
time.
that was the best part, though.
You
No.
like your boys in booty shorts, don't you?
Yeah.
I'll let you know when he shows up in the next season
It
if it's
was
still there.
so weird.
It was.
Hey, it's all about, like, mobility, you know? I mean, can you imagine how much flexibility you have with, like, booty shorts?
Depends on the
This was
material.
discussed in It's Always Sunny. We know what's up.
I think they were just trying to, like, really play into the, oh, this could be Elliot. Look at how much skin is showing.
Except
it-
when
it-
you... Oh no, go ahead.
It just made him look like he was, like, 7.
Honestly, and the thing is like, 4Kids Dub did a good job, like, you know, trying to do the mislead there, giving him that voice actor, but then if you watch the original series, they do have the same voice actor that they have for Aoyama, for Mark, voicing that character.
I'm not sure why, but Gav's getting kind of antsy hearing you guys talk. I think he has something he needs to say.
Okay, go ahead.
You said something about Elliot or Rio, whatever the fuck you want to call him, showing like you know like how he showed a lot of skin before. I'm so mad that they changed his outfit. Like we were sitting there and Al and I were like, Al said something about like missing his like.
Oh, yeah,
little
'cause
armband things.
No, what it was, and I said this back when we originally watched it, was that him and Wesley just bought one tuxedo, and then Wesley took most of it, and then Elliot just got the vest.
Yeah. And I was so upset that like he wasn't wearing his like tight like black like outfit with the collar and everything. I
You
was
know
like, what kind of design choice is this?
Basic.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even notice. I was more like, Zoe was in the back, like, oh my god, what if I'm kidnapped? I'm like, yeah, why didn't you think of that before you got in the truck, Zoe?
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts.
Yeah, it's your
Okay,
turn for
so-
thoughts.
Yeah. Your turn.
Tell us all about these thoughts.
So, first thought. I mean, I just kind of said about the whole like, I guess if we're talking like clothing redesigns or whatever, I was a little upset about Elliot, especially because like that was my first anime like crush ever, and so I was like a little disappointed that he looked a little more like civilized.
He looks fucking basic, is what he looks like.
Yeah.
You look like you could fit
Oh.
into any anime.
Okay, I had to look it up because I really could not remember. I mean, at least they put him in shiny black pants.
Yeah.
I guess so.
And motorcycle jackets.
Yeah.
That too.
But then also, I have the same complaints that everyone else does about like the Mew Mew designs with Pudding and, you know, Zakuro.
They're the worst ones.
Yeah, like Pudding should have been given like the shorts that she had, it just fits her personality and her, like, background, like, more. And then Zakuro's ponytail just looks weird. I don't know. And then also, I'm gonna have a complaint. This character was not introduced yet, but Barry's redesign is a little weird, too.
Who's Barry?
Shut up. Like, they put blue in her hair, and I was like, where's...
Doesn't even match anything?
No, the blue doesn't match anything. And I was like, where's the blue coming from? And that was, kind of, like, off-putting to me. And they gave her, like, the pigtails instead of the long, like, flowing hair, which is fine. But the fact that, like, the blue was in her hair just, like, really threw me off. But yeah, I think... Besides for that, like, I really like the new animation a lot. I think that it's, like, cute, and I actually kind of like the other, like, I don't know what it is, but, like, I didn't really like the bright pink hair on Ichigo, so I'm kind of, like, glad that they, like, went with the red and just, like, kind of kept it the same, as when she, like, was not transformed. And then I think Mint's hair looks cuter, to be honest. And then Lettuce, I don't really have any comments on her. But
Lettuce her hair bit's not connected.
I did not notice. I gotta go back and watch now.
So weird.
Yeah.
And if I could just...
besides for that, like, I thought the animation was really pretty. I honestly kind of liked how shiny it was. Like, I was like, ooh, shiny. But... yeah, and the one thing, like, plot-wise that really bothered me was Mint being a member before anyone else was, because I remember when I was, watching and reading the series growing up, that Mint was one of my favorite characters, and I remember Ichigo's, like, whole, like, deal with trying to get her to join the Mew Mews and having to, like, go to her house to, like, return, like, the handkerchief or whatever, and then, like, Miki the dog transforming into this giant monster, and then, like, Ichigo having to, like, save Mint, and then Mint transforming, like, there, and then being like, well, you saved me, so, like, you know.
Yeah, and then Mint had to realize that poor people were people too.
Yeah, and it was just, like, it was just so much better, in my opinion, like, the whole... Mint's personality, like, it even says on the website, if you look up, like, or the Wikipedia page for Tokyo Mew Mew New, it says that, like, they made Mint a bit nicer to Ichigo and Pudding, because, like, those were the two she was, like, the most, like, rude to.
Urchins.
And, yeah, and, like, they should have, like, just kept her, like, being a rude little bitch. I don't know, I kind of like that personality on her.
It adds a dynamic.
It really does. And... it's just, like, I don't know, like, it was just weird having her being the one to give the tickets to, like, Zoe to go to the, like, endangered species exhibit, like, with Mark, and then her being like, oh, like, you know, just showing up and being there and, like, grabbing her hand and saving her and all this stuff that she did.
It was weird that she was so excited about it.
Yeah, it was, like, I know people ship, like... pretty much Ichigo with everyone, including Mint, and it's like...
yeah.
Mint and Strawberry, it's not a terrible combo.
Yeah, and I could, like, see
Flavor-wise.
I could,
I'm
like...
not saying I ship that.
Yeah, and I could, like, see it, like, in the... like, why people would do that, like, kind of like the... oh, they hate each other, but they also fuck each other, like, you know. 50% off. Anyway, but, like... yeah, it's just the whole dynamic is just so weird, and like her being nice is just like not as cool, I guess, to me. Like I don't know. It's cool to be nice kids, but it's not cool when they change your personality so much in the show. I don't know.
One of Karina's like big like character moments was when she kind of had to be like, I feel like they all kind of had this moment. It wasn't particular to Karina, but like, oh, hey, like, I'm part of a team and I have to rely on said team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, and maybe this is just because, like, also manga, I guess, like, for me, like, I feel Mint was definitely a bit more bitchy in the original anime.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much in the manga, but maybe that's just because there's a lack of dialogue there.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the relationships between all of them are a bit... I won't say, like, that they're, like, 100% nicer, but they're definitely, like, not quite, you know, what the anime fleshed them out to be. Because I will say, Mint in the anime kind of reminds me a little bit of, like... Her relationship with Ichigo reminds me more of, like, what Sailor Moon's relationship was with Sailor Mars.
Oh, yes, good comparison.
Because, I mean, like, those two fighting constantly. I don't, and maybe I'm misremembering, but when I read the Sailor Moon manga, like, the 5 volumes that I've read, Sailor Mars is not that character very much.
She's not as bitchy, but, like, she does have a different, like, moral code.
Oh,
than
no, for
Usagi.
sure. Yeah, no. Honestly, like, I find her character in the manga, like, a lot cooler. Like, I really like her a lot more, personally. But I guess it's maybe because I don't like bickering a lot when it comes to shows like this.
I think in the manga for Sailor Moon, they really just focused on how, like, she was really the responsible one.
Yeah.
And
also, like all the psychic powers and things.
Yeah. And I think they translated that into the anime poorly, is like, oh, she's just like a killjoy.
I think they were also trying to, like, make it more part of, like, her power set, too, because she was the fire one. So she was a bit of a hothead. A little bit. So... Anyway.
By that logic, Mint should be an airhead. You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. The reason it's weird to have Mint doing what she's doing right now... Sorry, I can't call her Mint. The reason it's weird to have Karina acting this way, being so helpful, and,
She
like,
doesn't
doing
work.
things... Yeah. It's because she's a rich bitch, and they don't do shit for themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, no,
Why
she still
is
doesn't...
she doing this?
She still doesn't do shit for herself when she's working at the
No.
cafe. Not
But
at all.
anything.
Yeah.
That's why
Like,
she's
I'm
so
really
eager
trying
to
to
fight
think,
everyone
like-
else, so she doesn't have to do any work.
Yes.
Oh my god, she's a recruiter. Okay.
She got forced into it by Elliot, and she's like, nope, no.
All right, time to hustle for a weekend, and then I'm taking a break from then on.
I will say she was
Plain and smart.
not forced into it. I will say that.
I think also that this is kind of going, like, just talking about the characters again, but going off what Kozi said earlier, is that I thought that the dialogue, like that, especially that they gave Elliot, Rio, was very, like, funny. Like, the whole, like, it's very obvious how, like, morally, like, weird the situation is.
You mean exploitative?
Yeah, like, just, like, I guess the whole situation is just, like, weird. And, I don't know, I thought there were some, like, funny, like, lines in there and stuff when, that, like, him and Wesley, Keiichiro, I think is his name.
It's Wesley.
Yeah, Wesley. Whatever. We're being so, like, direct about what was happening to the girls. They were like, oh yeah, like, you know, we injected you with DNA, like, and oh my god,
Blasted you with gamma rays. You may have cancer now.
and I thought it was so funny when Mark was passed out on the steps too, like, and he was just like, oh yeah, I just woke up in my bed at home, and I was like, okay,
Wow.
yeah, like, me too, bud. Mark just blacked out, like, got blackout drunk, and, you know, stumbled his way back home.
No, like, I'm pretty sure they dropped him on the doorstep.
Don't worry, Barbie. It's just a concussion-induced hallucination.
But I'm like, I feel
So
like
funny.
it was a really big kind of shock in the original how morally lacking Elliot and Wesley actually were in terms of what they were doing. Because, like, you were like, oh, they're the good guys, we're gonna root for them. And then you're like, a lot of this is kind of questionable.
Yeah.
It's like you learned their backstory and stuff. And here they're just like straight up like, haha, shot you with alien jizz.
Yeah.
Now you're a cat.
Yeah. I think part of that might just, it comes with age a little bit. Because when you're like young and you're reading stuff like this, you're not really thinking that deep about how questionable this is or how wrong this is. You're just like, ooh, cat powers, yay.
Here's about stranger danger when you can go on an adventure.
I was 8 and I was like, who's the hot blonde boy?
I don't think they really like...
You wanted him to inject you with some DNA?
At first, it was magic, and then it was
Science.
illegal
boring
experimentation
learning.
without their permission.
Oh, come on. It was always illegal experimentation.
Yeah, like, I don't really think they were going to explore the semantics of all that.
Well, no, I'm
Or
just
the
saying, like, I
consent.
feel like that reveal kind of came much later on, and it was much more shocking than they just played it straight out of the gate. Also,
oh no,
how...
they did that in the original manga too. So, and I
How-
think they did that in the original anime. So it's not, it wasn't like they were trying
He
to cover
said,
it
like,
up.
the pendant transformed them, not
Yeah,
they had already kind of been injected with the DNA.
I mean, the thing is like the pendant's the thing that transforms them into magical girls, not necessarily the thing that like gave them the DNA in the
Yeah,
first
the
place.
DNA was a separate thing.
It could be like
Yeah.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
a little bit, but it was just kind of one of those things where it's like I feel like the whole experimentation bioweapon thing, I feel like that was kind of like, oh, they have cat DNA now. Obviously, this is an experiment. I don't know. I guess for me, like, being 10 and, like, watching and reading it, I wasn't really surprised.
I accepted magic at face value, but really quick, how the fuck are they like, oh yes, this girl named Strawberry, she's like 100% match for cat DNA. Like, how does that work?
I don't
It doesn't?
know.
No one's a match for the DNA because it's a completely separate species.
Yeah. There's a reason why the DNA don't mix.
I don't
Kozi
know.
also pointed out while we were watching it, she was like, why did they make Karina the first member but not give her the purifying power?
What do you mean?
Think member number 1 would do that.
I don't know. I also didn't really question it too much. I think they still wanted to keep all their main weapons, but if we're talking about like a purifier,
The strawberry
that comes
belt.
along.
We're
No,
talking
no, no,
about the
no,
strawberry
no, no,
belt.
no. Yes, I get that, but when I'm thinking about the actual purifier, I'm thinking about something completely different, and that does come up later. And she is the one that does have it.
I think Elliot was just going like, hey, let's inject that bitch with some science. Bitches love science.
He walked up to Karina and he's just like, you want some blue?
I love all of the guys in this one so much more than the original, I feel like.
Mark not having the voice of like a 40-year-old smoker throws me off.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what is this, a teenager? No.
But, like, it's also...
Guys, Elliot used to be Goku. Let's appreciate that for a minute.
But, like, I don't know, I think Mark was kind of like... He was a little, like, salty bitch at, like, some points where he was like, I can't take this anymore, like, when she, like, I'm done, when she, like, ran off to go fight the monsters and he didn't know what happened to her, and then he was like, you know what, I freaked out, I'm sorry, but, like, I thought the whole, like, I'm done, and I was like, damn, bitch, like...
Red flag.
But I think he was better in, like, a way, even though he fell in love with Ichigo a little too quickly, I think, but also I think they're rushing it.
Yeah, they're streamlining.
But,
Yeah.
I thought
I mean,
Elliot was
they
funny.
streamlined the manga too, but anyway,
Yeah.
go on.
Elliot was funny. I thought, like, he was just pretty much as, like, creepy as he was, like, originally, though. But I just liked him. I'm biased. I just like him. Wesley was beautiful as always. So beautiful.
Mhm.
Has anyone ever had a complaint about Wesley?
No.
No.
His girlfriend.
Yeah, I was gonna say except maybe Chris.
And then there's
Me, I don't
of
like him.
course.
He's too crunchy. I don't like his
there's
ponytail.
Quiche, who is just like so good. You know, I was
Who?
the Dren.
Quiche.
Dren. You call him by his name.
Whatever.
I'm so
Dren.
glad they didn't introduce him quickly. Like, I like that
Yeah.
they waited a few episodes.
I mean, that's actually about the point where they introduced him, though, in the original. Like,
Yeah.
and when I say in the original, I also mean in the manga as well. So.
Yeah.
I think you'd
Um,
seen him, though, in Karina's episode.
As a shadow, but it's not like you actually officially got to meet him.
Yeah, and I was the same at the end of this one. But I was like, I was so used to like him saying, my name is Quiche, thanks for the kiss. And like thinking like, oh, that's such a good line. I need them to have that line in here again. But then they were just like, and you taste delicious. And I was like, okay, all right, interesting.
He didn't say kitty cat.
No, he didn't say kitty
No.
cat, but
Mark
not.
did. Mark was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I
Mark-
need to put a bell on you because you're my
What
little
was that
kitty cat. I was like, whoa,
scene?
okay.
Sorry, I got
He's
excited.
a furry. Back down.
He was
Yeah.
like, you're my kitty cat. Wear this bell.
I think
I-
I zoned out
Wow.
for this episode.
Give that bitch a bell.
He
Bitches
had
love
to-
bells.
Remember they healed that cat with the broken leg?
Yeah.
had
That,
the-
that was
okay, it
Elliot,
had-
right?
No,
No.
It was
No.
Elliot.
no.
It had a-
Elliot's
I
a
think
white
I
cat.
really zoned out for this episode.
Anyway, the cat
I'ma
saved
just
his life as
say
a favor. And
I-
dropped
I-
its bell.
I'm gonna need Windex for my eyes after reading that line.
He was like,
That was my first thought.
"You can't
Because
do
I
that
absolutely
to me."
hate those moments so much. I'm just like, okay, chill, homeboy.
Turns out Dren was the marks we found along the way.
We haven't met Kiki.
After
We
It was
met
after
Kiki
Kiki
in episode
appears
3.
in that episode.
It was the last episode we watched.
Okay.
I think it was like at the end too. He was like, "You keep running away from me. Here,
Okay.
I need to put a bell on you so I won't lose you. Here's a collar with a bell on it because you're my little kitty cat."
Yeah.
Still a better love story than Twilight.
That's debatable.
Oh. Oh. Shots
Here's the thing.
fired at
I
Mew Mew?
don't really like any of like the main ships for Ichigo. I just don't.
I love Ichigo and Dren. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Love me some alien
I-
boys.
No, here's the thing. He's like way worse than he ever was in the original anime.
I guess I'll
I
find
like-
out.
I got really creeped out, not gonna lie, by at least like a lot of his behavior in this one.
So what you shipping? Elliot? What's up? Oh, excuse me.
No, I ship strawberry salad.
Oh,
Strawberry
That's my ship.
salad. That's cute.
Cute name.
that is a
If
cute
we're
ship
talking
name.
about dateable alien boys, Kiki's boyfriend,
Oh,
Tart.
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 E.
He's a good boy.
Tart.
He
Brat.
has the name
Tarb.
of a whore.
Tarb. Oh, Tarb. the child with the 40-year-old man voice.
Yep.
Mark?
No.
No.
The alien with the pigtails.
E.
He was like
I will-
Meowth from Team Rocket or something.
He is. That is him. That is him.
But he treats his monsters like James from Team Rocket.
Oof.
He's a good
Yikes.
boy.
That's what I'm saying. He's like James from Team Rocket.
Ugh. Oh my god.
Him and Kiki were like the only valid ship.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Okay. I think I also have thoughts on.
Oh, you got thoughts on Tokyo Mew Mew Reloaded?
I mean, yeah, I've seen the whole thing.
Ooh.
So.
Go for
Because
it.
the last episode actually just aired this past Tuesday.
Ooh.
So I finished that out. I'm gonna just list off opinions. Not gonna really reiterate a whole lot of what's already been said. I I think general consensus is we're not really fans of the redesigns too much. And like some plot elements I thought were like a bit weird to go with, but honestly, like when considering the direction that they took with some of the characters, it kind of makes sense. Also, like condensing it a bit more so it lines up a bit better with the manga. I feel like because they're not, trying to like pad it out so much.
Can I pause you for a second just to ask, where did this season actually end in terms of like timeline
of the books?
Yeah.
I mean, it ended around where episode 26 ends.
Okay, so we're halfway through Tokyo Mew Mew Homecoming.
Yes, we are.
No, not Homecoming. Far From Home?
What?
Far From Home? Or No Way Home? Not Homecoming.
Homecoming was the reboot.
Homecoming was the first one.
Yeah, it was a reboot. Keep up, man.
Anyway. So I think kind of the things that they did with Mint's character a little bit in this, for what they were going for, I think kind of made sense. She still does do ballet and like traditional Japanese dance, but that's kind of like just like a little part of her character in comparison to like what stuff actually like matters to her. I don't know if people like don't want spoilers or anything. If y'all are gonna continue watching it, because I won't say anything if you do.
Be real with me. I'll say it now. No, I'll go back and rewatch the 4Kids one.
Anyone else?
I mean, what can you really spoil? I feel like we know the basic plot.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Probably
I mean, I
fine.
guess.
What happens in Tokyo Mew Mew First Class?
So, for Mint's character, they actually, like, sort of gave her different motivations. She really wants to become, like, a business CEO and, like, run her family's business.
Of
like,
course she does, rich
her
bitch.
family owns, like, a huge corporation. So, like, that's, like, her wanting to succeed and, like, take on opportunities that will help her, get to her goal, or, like, big things that, like, sort of drive her character throughout. And I think, like, she's sort of also used to, like, being, like, babied a little bit. So it's not like anyone ever really feels the need to count on her. So when the boys approach her and she's, like, the first one to, like, manifest her powers, they're like, hey, we need you. And she's like, oh, people actually need me.
So she wanted to be the older sister.
She wants to be someone that people can, like, count on, and she wants to surpass herself, to use a quote, because that's, like, a thing that at least her and Zakuro want to do. Like, Zakuro's whole goal is not that she necessarily wants to be a lone wolf and doesn't want to team up. She just wants to, like, prove that she can be, better than what her capabilities are, from what it seems. And that's, like, a driving force for her character. Lettuce, I will say...
Books.
Like, I liked the episode for her introduction. Like, I like the things that they did with her character, though they didn't really do as much with her as they did with Mint. But, and I liked...
Wait. I'm gonna pause
What?
you just again. Another of the ethically kind of fucked up things, injecting these girls with superpowers and then just letting
Repeat
them run
that.
loose. Case in point, Lettuce freaking out and losing control.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, at the very least, they stopped her pretty quickly. Shrug.
I think to some degree in the original one, they were just kind of like, we had a whole bunch of people pass through like a metal detector. And
Yeah.
like whoever had the possibility of getting a power would get a power from it. So it wasn't like we aimed the power gun at you. And it was afterwards you could kind of be like, yeah, we don't really know who's going to have power. So you had this excuse of not going up to them immediately. But in Tokyo Mew Mew Ghost Protocol, there is some serious lack of responsibility here on the part of Elliot and Wesley, because they're literally like, hey, these are the 5 people, we know these 5 people, we're going to shoot these 5 people, and then, we're not immediately going to go to each of them, because they were all right there. They were literally, like, 50 feet away from each other, and they could have, when they all got blasted, and they could have been like, hey, everybody, circle up. You all have superpowers. Let's just streamline this shit. Kind of weird that they did not do that.
Sorry to insert that into your thoughts, just...
Now I'm trying to find where they were.
Sorry.
Ugh. I mean, it constantly happens, so...
Okay, you were talking about how Lettuce didn't really get as much as Mint.
I mean, character-wise, like, for what all they changed in, like, character development and stuff. And it's not even so much that it was necessarily, like, bad. It's just, I feel like, for a lot of, like, plot points, at least for this season, like kind of needed, to, like, change Mint's motivations and stuff. Monkey, they didn't really do a whole lot of stuff with, unfortunately, which is kind of disappointing.
Yeah, Kiki was perfect as is.
They made Cece realize Monkey had a family.
Oh, yeah. Which they actually do bring up the family. And actually, the one episode where Lettuce does turn into a mermaid, they are also on the ship. Her sibling is actually the one that she saves because the child goes overboard.
I swear she said she was an orphan.
No. I mean, they don't have a mom anymore, and they live on their own, but...
Is Dad still doing something in China?
I think maybe. I think he might run, like, a school or something.
I remember that, because some, like, 30-year-old came and said, hey, marry me, Kiki, so I can take over the karate school. That was a plot.
Okay.
And then they fought by spinning plates. This was a weird show.
Yeah.
Sounds like something that would happen in Ranma.
It kind of is Ranma a little bit.
Right. They didn't do a whole lot with her. Honestly, I don't really think there's a whole lot to develop with her at this point because we haven't really established a whole lot. So that was kind of okay. Sakura, they also changed her motivations a bit, as I said earlier, but also it's like not quite as difficult to get her on the team, or at least it doesn't seem quite as difficult, or at least she's not quite as nasty about it. And like, honestly, while it just, in the original, it sort of seems like Mint's just kind of like a bit of a stalker fan. In this one, like, Sakura's actually like, they developed like a sort of genuine friendship, which is actually really nice. So that's pretty cool. I like that update a lot. Ichigo, and a lot of her storyline is pretty much like how it goes in the manga. It's about her and like her developing relationship with Mark and her like really struggling to like, you know, keep her double life a secret from him because she doesn't really know how he's going to take the fact that like she has cat superpowers. Which I'm gonna be really honest, I always found that kind of weird. That to be that worried about it, mostly because one, someone could find that actually pretty cool. Two, if he finds out, yeah, your cover's blown, but also like you're kind of fighting to save the Earth, so I don't really think he's gonna dislike you that much.
Also, cover for what? I mean, the bad guys already know who you are.
Yeah.
Also, in this new one, like, the very first thing she really, like, learns and connects to him about is, like, how much he cares about endangered animals. Walk up to him and be like, hey, Mark, I'm an endangered cat now. Want to repopulate the species?
He's like,
I think that would just make him call her his kitty cat even more, and that's just cringe.
Okay, yeah, I'm just going to throw this out there. Tell him you're half cat. He might actually be into it.
I think he kind of would be.
Like, not judge. I'm absolutely judging, but, you know.
And then if he found out, like, her half cat was the endangered, tree cat?
Iriomote.
Yeah. Like, he'd be all over it. Girl has no game.
I know they wouldn't have it in here, but I thought it would have been hilarious had she gone up to Wesley and Elliot and been like, you didn't tell me I was going to start acting like a cat. Yeah, no, we should have told you. You're going to start exhibiting a lot of cat-like tendencies. So why don't you hop up on this table real quick? We'll get you spayed.
But and the thing is like a lot of her storyline does revolve like around like her love life, which is kind of like a thing for teenage girls. Like romance is like kind of a thing that you're just always kind of thinking about, which makes sense.
I mean, it's all she thought about in the first episode.
Oh, for sure. And then a lot of episodes later on too. Because that is a lot of her internal struggle. Like, she struggles with, fighting the aliens, saving the Earth, but a lot of it's also, like, her just dealing with the fact that she really likes this boy, and she's, like, really terrified of, like, how he'll react to, like, finding out, like, oh, she's a superhero. Again, I don't really think it would be that bad. But she's, like, 16 in this one. They age the characters up. Except for Zakuro, who they aged down to make her the same as everyone else.
Oh, otherwise maybe it would have been creepy to have Mint stalking her.
A little bit. But yeah, it was just kind of one of those things where it's like a lot of her character development like is around that, which is fine. Her relationship with Mark is like a lot more fleshed out in this version, I feel. Which is good because they actually have like some genuine communication, which is necessary for a relationship to go well.
It also probably makes the ending make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the ending originally?
Oh, Mark is the reincarnation of like the alien's boss or something, and I don't know.
No, he split into two, and Mark was like the good half.
I think whatever the ending of number 6 was, but maybe it made more sense.
I will say I like that they also made Zoe's first kiss accidental versus stolen.
No, that's manga. That's manga accurate too. So
yeah,
it's also theme song accurate if you go by 4Kids.
I like that better than Quiche stealing her first kiss, especially if he's like way creepier.
Little
yeah.
rapey.
Way more than he was in the 4Kids dub and the original anime, and I guess it's a little bit more similar to the manga, but I think it's worse, to be honest. Ryo's just weird. Like, I don't know. The man has like no sense of like personal space or like social cues. I'm like, why are you getting that close to her leg?
He's ethically dubious.
Oh, he needs to show her the mark.
Don't care.
Oh, hi,
She's
Mark.
not gonna like that.
I feel like that joke is gonna be the main joke for him, and it's gonna get old quick.
Yeah.
I do like Minnie Mew was like, Ryo's a pervert.
Oh yeah.
Minnie Mew,
sure.
you mean R2000?
Masha.
Ugh.
Masha. Yeah, so like I feel like this version of like her relationships at least makes a little more sense. Where the one we're supposed to be rooting for her to be with like is actually like someone that she does like communicate with and who does genuinely seem to care about her. And like his sort of outburst whenever he was getting mad at her because she ran away and then he gave her the bell, like was more due to his like own fears of like something bad happening to her, which is I'm glad they actually like went in and explained that.
Cool, but also still second date.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's weird.
Oh fuck, a couple red flags here.
Trust me, I also when I say I don't like her with any of the main ships, I really don't, but this at least makes him a little bit more likable, I guess.
We went to the zoo, I got lost.
He actually communicates his feelings.
It was so romantic.
I will say I don't particularly like him very much still, but makes a little more sense. Ryo, again, he's just weird. Quiche, Would not touch that with a 10-foot pole.
You used
Keep
to
him
like
away.
Quiche.
I
What?
love Dredd. Dredd's my favorite character in the Four Kids.
You used to really like Quiche.
I did used to really like him, and upon reevaluation, especially given a lot of things that have happened to me over the past several years, I don't like people like him, and I don't like characters like him.
This is like one of those
Because
things
they
of
make
like
me terrified.
this is like one of those things of like 13-year-olds are like, "Ooh, Edward, yes, I want a relationship like that." And then you get to be 20 and you're like, "That's fucking terrible."
Yeah.
It's like when you put it in hindsight perspective, like, it really makes you question, oh, these are big red flags. This is not good. This
Yeah,
is not
it's
a
the
good
same with,
person.
I feel like it fed into boys bully you when they like you.
Yeah.
It kind of, but also, like, this rendition is worse.
Yeah, no.
Like,
but like
this is not bullying.
him and Elliot, like they were both kind of awful to Ichigo.
Oh no, I would definitely consider Elliot more of a bully. Quiche in this iteration is very creepy. Quiche in the anime, at least for the 4Kids dub, I say he's more like a little bit too flirtatious, but okay.
Kitty cat.
I can live with it. But yeah,
I can live with
again,
non-rapey quiche.
Does he
Yeah.
still say kitty cat?
No, he doesn't say kitty cat in this one.
Mark
but-
does.
Oh,
mhm.
Oh, right.
that is
Mark
not your
does.
catchphrase.
No.
I mean,
Weird.
technically it is, because he's the big bad.
Yeah.
On our second date, we went to the zoo. I got lost. He yelled at me, compared me to an animal, and said I had to be tracked. I'm so
Yeah.
in love.
So, another thing for the anime, they actually, when they were, having auditions for the voice actresses, they were also, like, getting together, like, a little mini idol group. And the idol group, Smoothie, is actually the group
I
that
get it.
sings both the opening and the ending for the reboot.
I
Hey,
can't
we should
the
talk about
ending.
that.
I honestly really love the ending. It's like running music.
I'm not even talking music. I'm talking visuals. I cannot.
Oh,
the
no.
the whole ending is nothing but high fructose corn syrup. It's a little too much for me.
I thought it was cute.
I'm gonna be really honest. I actually, like, when I would drive to work in the morning, I would just have, like, those, like, the opening and the ending, like, playing sometimes, and it was kind of like the only thing that kind of got my mood up in order for me to deal with the day. So I have good opinions of it because good associations. And then another thing, they did a bit of an homage to the original opening in the last episode, because Ichigo's voice actress, Yuki Tenma, actually sang basically like a sort of like a piano version of the song for My Sweetheart. So it was nice. I was like, oh, that's so nice. That's so sweet. Oh, that's good. That's a good callback.
They're little chibi things.
Hmm?
They're little chibi versions in the ending.
I did not like the little bouncy heads.
I mean, those were a little bit weird, but you're talking to someone who also kind of, like, made a bunch of, like, little icons for people to, like, use for their profiles on Tumblr using visuals from the ED, and a lot of people apparently really like them, so...
Okay, you know what? Let me change that. It's weird singing Zakuro's.
You mean the little bouncing head?
No, her in Chibi, where she's just, like, so happy all the time.
It's a touch weird.
She's a bit more of a happy character in this iteration, actually. So, like, yeah, once she kind of joins the team, she's not very, like, standoffish and stoic. She's actually a little bit, more involved. She smiles quite a bit at Mint particularly. And she also gets involved.
Well, that's just Dawn being a lesbian.
I was making jokes about spaying people, but it actually feels like you've neutered these characters a little bit. Where's gonna be the drama?
I mean, I think sort of the drama a little bit came up with the one episode where the girls were trying to set up a date with, Mark and Ichigo. A little bit.
You
Sakura
need to
was
set
getting
that
involved
up?
and, they were, trying really hard to, set them up so they could run into each other so Mark could give her, the tickets to go to the concert.
They're already, dating.
Yeah, but they're Japanese and in high school and they're still being weird about it.
Yeah, that's a thing in the culture. You meddle.
No one mentioned the opening for this one. How does...
I did mention the opening.
Oh, I thought you were only
It's
talking
good.
about the ED. Okay.
No, I like it also.
Okie doke. How does it compare to the 4Kids one?
I mean, 4Kids is basically mid-2000s, pop rock.
I think it's
which
better.
is it's different. The thing is this feels like a magical girl anime opening. What's for Mew Mew Power is more it feels more like again, an American kids TV show.
Saturday morning cartoon opening.
I like that.
Yeah.
How about, I will say that the music in it was, in the show, was pretty decent.
Yeah.
I think they had a decent soundtrack going in the background. Not as good, excuse me, sorry about that. Not as good as the 4Kids version. But, just throwing it out there. So, any other thoughts about Tokyo Mew Mew 2049?
That one was weak.
I mean,
Screw you. I'm at the bottom of my list here.
What about 77?
so I have no thoughts right now.
No thoughts? Head empty? Sounds like Ichigo. Or sorry, Zoe. Sounds like Zoe.
You actually called her the right name.
You know what? I was reading that name on screen for 3 straight episodes. It was bound to pop up at some point. I think we're good. I think this has gone on long enough. Everybody just go around, yay or nay, Tokyo Mew Mew to Electric Mugaloo.
There you go. Saving the best for last, I see.
I'll be honest, I'm a nay. I prefer 4Kids. Sorry.
I'm a yay.
I'd give it a yay because I feel like I didn't feel significantly different about it than the other, so yay.
Say a light yay.
I would also say a light yay. If you're into the cutesy magical girl stuff, it's probably right up your alley.
I will also give it a yay. So.
Okie doke. I'm the only one who was a little disappointed. But it doesn't matter because, the least disappointing thing about this is next week starts a new month. It's I don't know about everybody else. My favorite month of the year is Spooky Month.
Spooky
We got
season.
5 Sundays in Spooky Month to do anime yay or nay things. So we're gonna have a whole bunch of spooky dooky horror stuff. Should we just say what all of them are, or should we just say what we're gonna do for next week?
We're gonna do next week.
Yeah. Okay. So next week we were I forget exactly what the theming was, but I think there was something about movies or whatever. So we were so the start. We're watching another for next week because I think there was something along the lines of Final Destination, the anime. Was essentially the joke, but good anime, so let's check it out and see, does it hold up, or I don't know, what questions are we at? It's spooky time, let's watch spooky shit.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so come back for another and a bunch of other spooky stuff. October's on the way. Happy day, happy day. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Hey, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon for notifications. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like, and if you haven't already, check out some of our previous episodes, our daily gaming videos, or our parody series Madoka Magically Abridged. See you next time!